Okay, so second step, we're gonna go ahead and start placing our leaves. I'm really digging these ones that have these big, thick veins on them. I don't know if you guys can see that in the video, but the thicker the veins, the better the impression it's going to leave, the more detail it's going to leave. And so therefore it will give you a nice design impression. And I like to do them one at a time. I suppose you could do a whole thing, but then it's gonna be kind of a jumbled mess if you put this whole thing down. So yeah, and I'm just gonna go ahead and cut stems off where I don't want. You get to kind of control where you're gonna do it. Kind of methodically, just place these lightly on your clay. However you want. You can do them in some sort of pattern. They could be kind of haphazard. They could be a lot of different things. It just kind of depends on where you're thinking that they should go as an artist. Okay, it's your design. These are almost heart-shaped, which is kind of cool. I want to make sure I get those stems cut down so I don't have too big a stem. And looks like I got a couple more here. Let me put these a little bit closer. And again, there's no rhyme or reason as to how I'm doing this. I always tend to, it seems to, end up being in some sort of pattern. And the more I'm thinking about it, the more I want to go like this, that. There we go. And then I got a couple smaller ones here. This guy out a little bit more. Bring these guys in a little bit. That one's a little bigger. I'm gonna go here, here, here. And then maybe here. And then maybe there. And again, if you don't like it, move them to where you do like it. You are the artist. You decide where these things go, where they're placed. And then take a look back. Sit back, kind of look at it, see where you think that you like it. Okay, and if that works, cool. I'm pretty happy with that. Then you're gonna take a rolling pin or a tube of some kind, and we're gonna go ahead and press these leaves into the clay. All right, now this one here, zoom in a little bit, kind of got folded over, so I can just go ahead and roll these back so that it'll go there, and then use my rolling pin to help that flatten out. Okay, we want to make sure that we get these perfectly flat so we get those really nice designs. Now, as I'm rolling this, I am not trying to stretch the clay by any means, okay, but I am just kind of pressing them into so that the stamp quality of them, in other words, they're going to be working kind of like a stamp. Now, you don't have to take them off of here, but I just kind of want to give you a sneak peek as to what they will look like. Okay, so there you go. These are all pressed in real tight. Okay, and then I can take my needle tool and I'll just take one of these away. Like I said, you don't have to remove these, and honestly, I would say just leave them in there. Okay, but I wanted to give you a little sneak peek, maybe if I can remove part of it, just so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Okay, so there you have that leaf impression, okay, that's left behind, and that will take up a stain really, really nicely and make it really pretty. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and roll that a couple more times just to make sure. 1 or 2 times is probably enough. I like to go back over it a couple different directions just to make sure all those little veins and all those little lines get pressed into the clay really well. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and cut out the shape of our bowl. All right, bowls do not have to be round, okay? Just because they're round like this makes them super cheap, because they can mass produce these, and then when you stack them in your cupboard, they then will stack nice and neat and they look pretty in your cupboards. We're not making bowls like that. We are making more of a bowl that you drop your keys in, or something just decorative to look at, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this out in the next video, and I'll show you that in just a second.